Welcome, my name is Tim, and in this short video I will show you the QuickStart for Taxis analysis blueprint with Geobase. Geobase is a geospatial serverless backend solution so that whether you are a developer or a GIS expert, you can quickly and easily make interesting applications with a range of data like this. So it is excitedly named Porto Taxis and shows around 12 hours worth of taxi data in Porto, Portugal in 2013. The trips are animated and it shows close passes where one taxi has passed close next to another one, and you can control the timeline under the map to go to a different time in the future. And in the past. So this is now after midnight, and you can see at this late hour people heading back from the city. And we can run some analysis. So we can see a range of statistics depending on the time that we passed in. I'll go over the application in more detail after I show you how to quickly QuickStart with this QuickStart. So first let's check out the code. And now we want to set up a couple of environment variables. First of all, we're going to copy the env.example to .env.local. And these will come from the project settings page, which I'm going to do off camera. Okay, and now we set up the database URI environment variable, again from the project settings page. And this enables your terminal to connect to the Geobase database. So with those set up, we can start to load in the data and set up the tables. So the first command sets up the tables. The second is to unzip the taxis data. And we need to load this data into the database. And now we're going to convert the data and set up the functions and various tables and then perform some cleaning. And now we're ready to install the app, so I'm going to do npm view stable npm install to install the various libraries for the React app, and then npm run dev. It runs it, and then we can click on the link, and there's our app running. When the application first starts, as we saw earlier, it's just after midnight and most taxis seem to be heading out from the city to people's homes. As we go through the early morning, let's go to about 4 AM. There are several trips to the airport, all for checking into their early flights, I imagine. Now let's look at the rush hour in the centre of the city. There's lots more activity. We can see that many trips go to and from the train stations, and there's the central São Bento train station and the larger Campanha train station to the east. Trains here go to Lisbon. And you can see that the taxi trips have different colours. The red ones were dispatched out from the central office. The green ones went out from a taxi stand, and we've already seen the blue ones held on the street. On the map there are these blue pulsing points, and these show where two taxis have passed close by next to each other within a 10-metre distance. So let's look for one. There's one around 720, and we should see two taxis coming close by. There we go, and there. So let's rewind that. There. We can also perform some statistical analyses and see, for the time frame we're interested in, how areas and the trips within the area compare with each other. So let's choose 7ish, so 7:15 to 10ish. And for the colour, we'll choose the average speed in the area, and for the height, we'll choose the trip count. And this runs and returns H3 hexagon polygons, level 8, which are about 1 kilometre squared in area. As we mouse over these hexagons, we can see how different areas and the different trips within these areas compare with each other. Now you may be wondering how all of this works, and it would take another much longer video to explain, so in the meantime have a look at the README. It outlines the data, H3, Mobility DB and the PostGIS extensions built into Geobase. It also goes over how the taxi data is cleaned by detecting and removing outliers, how the polygon statistics function works, and how the closest path analysis was created. If you are curious, the README should help you. So to wrap up, using this Geobase QuickStart, you can easily create dynamic and powerful mapping applications like this one. Please feel free to reach out to us on Discord. There's a link in the description below.